How much does it cost to launch a private label product on Amazon, and how long before I'm profitable? Hey, this is Rochelle, and welcome to Multiple Passive Streams of Income. The answer is, it depends.
Now, I wrote you didn't clickbait me just to say it depends.
Oh, hell no. This chicken bugging. Hold on, rowdy people. The answer is, it depends, but I'm going to show you how to calculate the cost of your specific situation and how to calculate it with ease. Okay then.
Yeah, okay.
Let me start off with a little background info first. So, at work, I'm always talking about Amazon, and one of my coworkers who has to listen to me all day because we work in the same area expressed her hesitancy in giving Amazon private labeling a try. In a nutshell, she's raising a young son, basically living paycheck to paycheck, and going into debt would be a tremendous hardship. But because I'm constantly talking about Amazon, it's making her think hard about taking a leap of faith, because at the end of the day, we all know job income shouldn't be the only income source. So she came to me with an idea for a product, and the product could be differentiated. But the problem with the product was the selling price wasn't high enough to have a decent enough margin. So while I was product researching the other day, I discovered a similar product that has a better price point. So when I got to work the next day, we pondered on how to differentiate it. The big question mark is that the product sells very, very well, and all the sellers are selling pretty much the same color of that product with very little differentiation. So there's no seller on page 1 with any product that really stands out, which is great. But because there's no product that stands out, we really cannot validate if our idea would resonate and create sales. So not having any validation is scary because it could be a home run or it could be a gutter ball. So I estimated how much it would cost her to test the market with this product. So here's how you would do it for your product. Let's pretend that we are selling a 4-slice toaster. The first thing you must make sure you get correct is differentiation. Now, if you cannot differentiate a product, I would suggest not launching it. So using a toaster as an example, I'm just looking at the numbers for a demonstration, and not because I think I can differentiate a toaster. Let's say this is our toaster, which we plan to sell for $39.99. Your first step would be to search for toasters on Alibaba. You would research suppliers and then message the ones you think may have the product you want. Your first order to Amazon should be small, just to test the market. Let me repeat. Your first order to Amazon should be small to test the market. I'm going to say it one more time. Your first order to Amazon should be small to test the market. Now, I made this mistake with all my failed products. I ordered 500 of each, and when they didn't sell, I ended up having to create a removal order with no way to resell any of it. Had I ordered 100 units versus 500, I would have created a lower manufacturing bill to start my test and wouldn't have had to remove as many. When ordering a small amount like 100, suppliers will charge you more per unit. Paying a higher price per unit is still better than ordering 500 or more and the item ends up not selling. The purpose of the first order is to test the market. Once you prove you can create profitable sales, ordering 500 or more will not be a problem at that time. And at that time, you will receive more favorable prices per unit. Now let's pretend the Alibaba toaster is going to cost us $10 a piece. Now we need to estimate shipping costs. We will need to run the Helium-10 profitability calculator on an Amazon toaster of similar weight and dimensions. So this toaster weighs 5.3 pounds. Sea shipping is about 2 pounds per kilogram. So if we order 100 units at 5.3 pounds, that's 530 pounds. We would then translate 530 pounds into kilograms, which is 240 kilograms. We'll times it by the $2 amount per kilogram, and that total would come out to be $480 for shipping. Before we calculate total costs, let's make sure the product has a healthy enough margin to move forward. If we look at the profitability calculator, we know the FBA fees total $17.68. Remember, one part of the FBA is the referral fee, which is calculated at 15% of the selling price on Amazon. So let's say we're going to price our toaster at $39.39. We would times that by 15%, and that means Amazon is going to charge us $6 for the referral fee. So if you sell your product for more or less on Amazon, the referral fee will change accordingly. Now, the second part of the FBA fee is based on weight and dimensions of the product you're selling, which you can look up on an FBA fee chart. But according to the profitability calculator, the fee is $11.68. So the total FBA fees are $17.68. Since we estimated $480 as our shipping, and we are shipping 100 units, it will cost us about $4.80 to sea ship each toaster. So we have $10 to make the toaster, $4.80 to ship the toaster, $17.68 worth of FBA fees. So that's going to total $32.48. If we sell our product for $39.99, that leaves us with a $7.51 margin. I like my margins to be at least $10. And if the market test is successful, we may be able to get our future toasters at a better unit price and get that margin closer to $10. Now, let's get back to how much to launch this product. So we know our product cost for this toaster is $1,000 because it's 100 units by $10. We know it's going to cost $480 to sea ship. There may also be a pickup fee from the supplier, so that may cost about $150. We also will be ordering samples before we decide on our supplier. So if we get at least 3 samples, which can cost, from $30 to maybe $150, obviously it's going to be determined by the weight of your product. So most suppliers want you to pay the postage to air ship the sample to yourself. So let's say our cost is $50 for each sample. So that's going to cost us another $150. For the first order, the odds are you won't test it with any fancy packaging. So that could be an expense, but for this example, we're not going to go that route. We will also need an inspection before the goods leave the supplier. So that can range from $100 to $200. So let's say $150 for the inspection. We will need professional product images. Now, people try to do iPhone pictures, but I would suggest not to do that and invest in good photos. Utilize Fiverr, Fiverr, for reasonable priced photography. So let's say $300 for the photography. Lastly, we're going to need a budget for PPC, which is pay-per-click. It's a must. I'm always puzzled when people decide to launch a product but don't want to spend money on PPC. How do you expect to get your product with little to no sales history? How do you expect that product to be seen on page 1 when sellers already have sales histories? So let's estimate at least $600, and that'll be 20 days of a $30 daily budget to run PPC initially. The profit is made in the optimization of your PPC campaigns. So if you break even at the end of the 20 days, you will have a very good chance of becoming profitable soon after. So we have $1,000 for the 100 units, $480 to ship them, a possible pickup fee of $150, some sample costs of $150, another $150 for inspection, $300 for photography, and at least $600 for PPC. This totals $2,830 to do this test run on the market. Depending on your product, you can plug in your numbers to calculate your initial budget needed.
All right. So you told us how to figure out the budget and all that. Now when I'm getting my Lambo?
Come on, Rowdy man.
Yeah. When he getting his Lambo?
Oh, come on, Rowdy baby. Well, it all depends.
Oh, here she go again with this depends.
Now hold up, rowdy people. It's going to depend on how fast you can rank your relevant keywords, and that's going to depend on your PPC skills. I will be putting out some PPC videos in the weeks to come, but in all likelihood, you won't be profitable on the first order, but you should be profitable in upcoming orders eventually.
Damn, no Lambo. Man.
Come on, guys. Now also keep in mind that if you are using credit cards to finance your launch, you will need to pay the minimum payments until you start to receive disbursements from Amazon. You will need to pay 30% of the manufacturing costs to start your order. It's going to take a week to more than a month for a supplier to manufacture your product. Then the 70% balance will need to be paid after your inspection verifies your cargo is good to go. It may take a month and a half for your cargo to get to Amazon when you're sea shipping, and you're also going to be paying for that shipping when that occurs. So you are going to need to pay at the very least, the minimum credit card payments until your product is available to sell on Amazon. Then it's going to take some time to optimize your PPC. So you could be paying credit card minimums for a 3 to 5 month time period before any disbursements come from Amazon. You will also have to pay the Seller Central monthly fees from the time you open up your account. So I hope this helps you to better estimate the budget needed to launch a product on Amazon. There can be other miscellaneous costs at the beginning, like creating a business entity, like an LLC, obtaining a business email address, maybe getting a domain name for your store name for future use. But I didn't include this in our calculations, as not all people will start as a business entity until they can prove sales. So back to my coworker. I estimated her product budget at about $2,000. So she has a big decision to make now. Now I warned her that the product could fail. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. But I also reminded her that I never look at a failure as a failure. I look at it as a learning experience to my eventual success. And it's only a deficit if I stop and let it be a failure. So we'll just have to see what she decides in the future. Please comment below if you failed at a product and let me know if you're profitable now. As always, thanks for your time, as I know you could be any other place right now. Take care.